Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of the Tools Friday series with FixItGearWare Security. As the year gradually comes to an end, it is important that we start unveiling the tools and hacking platforms which we'll be using to train you next year on our ethical hacking courses and penetration testing. So due to the fact that we had lapses this year, but it's for a good reason anyway, we want to start early to start introducing you gradually into the tools which we'll be using for penetration testing next year. And we promise it's going to be an awesome year next year if we're all alive to see it, and hopefully we will. So it's part of the plan which we had today for the Tools Friday series to unveil this and of course show you how to install this tool for next year's training. So some of these tools we are going to install, we would be using them on our YouTube channel to train you on how to learn ethical hacking. Remember the word ethical hacking, not malicious hackers, okay? Because most of you are weirdos, okay? So we need to introduce these tools as we are gradually going to be using this to be given the free training, which has to do with the basics, the introduction, okay? Then when the paid courses comes, it's going to be a more complex ones where you have to learn the complexity of web applications and web application security and how to hack these various web applications using the various tools which you're familiar with in our Tools Friday series, and more tools which we'll be unveiling next year. Parts is going to be our in-house tools and others are going to be based on our research on the World Wide Web, and of course using them on our paid courses training to get you familiar on how to go about penetration testing. So it is not a must that you have to be familiar with bug bounty programs. You can start with this because ethical hacking basically is the same thing in what you do in bug bounty. The only difference is that in bug bounty, you have various scope, which is the rules of engagement, right? Of what is permissible and what is not permissible. And of course, what is acceptable as a vulnerability and what is not acceptable. But once you get yourself familiar with the introduction and how to, hack, trust me, it becomes very easy for you to, hunt for programs. It's important that we also do this because next year we'll be doing a lot of stuffs. This year we plan to introduce 3 courses, but we would not be doing them this year for some reasons, which we cannot disclose. But trust us, it's something that is of good purpose. Like we previously said in our various videos that we are not doing this for the money. It's always good to do something with your conscience, okay? If something doesn't meet the requirements of what you intend to do for people, be it as a paid course or platform or as a free content, it's advisable not to do so, okay? Because your reputation is also at stake. It's a crazy world right now. You might just make a single mistake and people will just forget about the 99 good you've done and capitalize on that one mistake. Not because they see you as someone perfect, but because they just want to find something to, have a hands on to be the reason why they cancel you, or of course, or say that you're not good at what you're doing. So please be patient with us. We are working on limited resources and we have a lot of personal projects, which we're handling, which I cannot disclose to you for some reasons, but it's for the good and most importantly for the better. And of course, leading you to the best part of your life and career journey in cybersecurity. So before we get started on this week's episode, I would like to know how you're doing. How has life been with you? For those who are still looking for jobs, I hope you're getting the favorable response and positive replies. And if you're not getting it, it's okay. Just keep being patient. It's all about a matter of time before you get that perfect response, which you deserve and which of course you desire, okay? So until then, like the word we always say is keep holding on, keep being strong, keep sending those applications, network with people that are very good on various social media platforms, and most importantly, have something good going on for you. It mustn't be a finance thing. It can be, talking about topics related to cybersecurity or IT or coding. Just read something and have something to say every day because people are watching, okay? Most people might not give you the opportunity because there is nothing productive or there's nothing promoting your presence or your experience or your passion regarding cybersecurity or the profession which you seek the employment for. But if they go through your social media and see that every day you talk about something related to what you desire in terms of seeking for that job position, they could, have that 60 or 50% chance of giving you the shot. Okay. Giving you that shot also would lead you to something better. Okay. So always post something related to cybersecurity or IT, or if you're not inclined to IT and you're watching this video, always post something related to what you do. It's not going to be easy. I have to be honest with you, because I'm not here to sell you a dream. The reality of life is that it's not going to be easy. Okay. If it's easy, everybody will be successful anyway. So have it at the back of your mind. It's not going to be easy, and do not be entitled. Okay. Even if people say no to you, just accept it that it's no. Okay. Pray if you believe in prayers, because I do, and keep working hard. Okay. Trust me, hard work pays off. It's just a matter of time. So just see this as a word of encouragement from me to show some love and support towards you, just the same way you show some love and support towards us. Do not give up, and I promise you everything is going to be okay. So with that being said, let's get started with this week's episode. On this week's episode, we'll be talking about Webgoat. I guess most of you are familiar with Webgoat and how to use Webgoat and how to install Webgoat. And most of you might not be familiar with Webgoat. So Webgoat is one of the applications I used in learning how to hack during my university days. And trust me, this app is not just an app. It's very, 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 very technical, because the way they structure the labs, it makes you to think outside the box, and not just thinking outside the box, also give you that passion, that energetic presence where you need to research about something you are not aware of or familiar with. As we all know, modern applications also have ways of making interactive web application hacking, just like OWASP Juice and Podswigger Academy. So all this platform is like they already have the vulnerable app hosted on the web, right? But this Webgoat is a Java-based application build, which you run on your system locally. And while the app is running, you can now be able to, test various vulnerabilities that exist in the lab. Now, the beauty of this Webgoat is that it's very interactive, in the sense that there's a short training or short notes on what that particular vulnerability is all about and how hackers can exploit it. So this gives you an insight of what you should do or know about that vulnerability. So if you are just getting into web hacking, trust me, I have to be honest with you, start with Webgoat. You're going to learn a lot of things on how to search for information, how to be persistent, on how to be, focused on testing web applications if you are passionate about ethical hacking, or if you just want to have a knowledge on how hackers can hack vulnerable web applications. So for Webgoat, it's a vulnerable web application which is built on Java and Docker. Recently, they have the Docker version of the application. It consists of various OWASP Top 10 vulnerabilities, which are very important or hunted out there in the wild by hackers and ethical hackers. The labs, like we previously said, are very technical and features a complex way of solving them. So if you experience these labs, trust me, you would be very, very familiar and acquainted with difficulties when it comes to web application hacking. And also, like I previously said, you should start with this if you are just getting started with web application hacking. Okay. It tells the story of the foundation of all vulnerabilities that exist on the web. Okay. So starting with this gives you the ample time to get familiar with these vulnerabilities and of course, explore your technical mindset on how to hack them. So on today, we'll be showing you how to install this OWASP Webgoat on a Windows 10 machine. I'm sorry we did not include the version of the Windows, but it's okay. If you can install it on Windows 10, you can install it in any version of Windows except 11, which we have not tried it on. You also need Java JDK 21, which of course will be showing you the URL where to get this file and how to download this file. Then the last application you need is the Notepad++. Okay, so this Notepad will be using it to write a short batch script which you would create to automate OWASP Webgoat each time you want to use the application to practice your training. Okay. And on how to get the file, you can visit the GitHub link, or you should visit the GitHub link, which is provided in this presentation, to get the Java file to install and of course practice your web application hacking. Now that we have spoken about a brief information you should know about Webgoat application, it is important that we demonstrate this to you and show you how it works. So to do so, we're going to be heading on to our Windows 10 machine and of course showing you how to go about using Webgoat. Over here is our Windows 10 machine with a good view. And now we need to download those two files which are essential to get OWASP Webgoat running. Over here in this directory, I have downloaded this file. Okay, but it's okay. I will show you the accurate links on how to get them so you do not make mistakes. Okay, good. So what do? We open our Chrome browser as we normally use Chrome. Now, over here, you can see this is the official GitHub account for Webgoat download. And here is the official Oracle site to download the JDK file. Okay. So we can wait for a while for this to load up and show you how to go about downloading this file. So for OWASP, right here, you can see the documentation. Okay, the documentation is quite straightforward, but the method which we are going to install this file is not stated in the documentation. Okay, so we only pick the important instructions, which of course is the prerequisites to run this app. So we picked this one, which is the JDK file. And what else did we pick? So nothing else. After picking this JDK file, then we went to the official Oracle site. Now, once you get to the official Oracle site, you can copy this link here. If you can see this link, please do copy this link and go to this site if you're running Windows. Then over here, you will see JDK 23, okay? Do not click on that. Just click on here, JDK 21. Now here you can see various tabs. We have for Linux, we have for Mac OS, and we have for Windows. You select for Windows. Now on Windows, we have multiple files. We have the MSI installer, which is for Microsoft installer, okay? And we have the x64 installer, which is the exe file, as you can see. And we have the compressed archive. I did not download this. There's no need for that anyway, but I believe there are multiple files in there. Now we need only the exe file. So you click on this and your download should, proceed. However, I do not need to download this because I already have it, right? Now, once you're done, you head over to the official GitHub account of OWASP Webgoat. You click on latest. Ignore this repository, okay? Just come here, click on latest. This will take us to the releases or package installer. Now here you can see multiple files. We have the source code tar.gz, and we have the source code zip, and we have the webgoat.jar. So this is the file you need to download. You just click on it and download it, okay? However, I do not need this file, so I would be canceling this. Okay, good. Now, once you're done, you can close your browser or you can minimize your browser, whichever one works for you. Now, the next thing we want to do is we come over here. Since we have our installation file, we run this. Of course, the normal way to install Java JDK is very easy as well. If you do not know how to install it, just one click. There's nothing else you need to do. And of course, we've installed it, so no need to waste your time in running this. So once your JDK is installed, you come here, you copy the Webgoat file. Okay. Then you go to your local C drive. This is where I love putting my Webgoats. Then you create a folder or directory. So I can call this web application hacking. Then the next thing I need to do is to access this directory. Then I paste this file here. Now, once this file is pasted here, the next thing I want to do is to create a batch file. Okay, this batch file is for us to be able to run Webgoat automatically once we click the batch file. So what do? I can use Notepad for the first time. Okay, I'll just say Notepad. Then I click open. Now, I want my Webgoat to always run with Chrome. Okay, whenever it's executed, I want Chrome to be the browser that is going to be used to access Webgoat. So all I need to do is just to type start. Okay, then I say Chrome. Then I type the local host. I say 127.0.0.1, the local host IP, colon 8080 slash webgoat slash login. Okay, so what am I trying to say is that once I'm able to execute Webgoat, I should be able to start Chrome and access Webgoat using this URL. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is that I want to run the Java file. Okay, so what do? I say Java minus jar. Okay, then the full path, which is this part where the Webgoat is. Okay, I put the full path. Okay, then I say run this Webgoat version. Okay, so you can click on rename. You just copy this name and you put .jar. So Java runtime, you can see here, it's executable jar file, right? So that's why we put the jar. Okay, now once that is done, I just need to save this as a batch file, okay, or as a .bat file. So what do? I click on file, I say save as, I select my local drive, I select web application hacking, then I come here, I say start webgoat.bat. Now here you just say all files. Do not put it as a text file, okay? Then once I'm done, I just click on save. The next thing I need to do is I just need to close this. Then I create a shortcut and I drag my shortcut to my desktop. Okay, then I close this. Now, the next thing I need to do after this installation is to now click on this and hold on. You can see our Chrome is loading, right? Now, there will be no login page because Webgoat has not yet completed its process. So we have to wait for Webgoat to complete its process before we can be able to see the login page. So here I can just stop this and wait for a while. Now you can see our Webgoat is loading. So once this is completed and we can see that Webgoat has started, we can now reload the URL and of course access the Webgoat login page. So while that is going on, we can wait for a while. Now, once you see this, okay, once you see this, it means Webgoat has started, okay? So the next thing we need to do, we can come back here. We can just remove this login. It's okay, since we do not have a login, we can just reload the page. And now you can see it reloaded the page and Webgoat is here, okay? So once you see this login page, all you need to do is just to register yourself as a new user, provide a username. So I can just say FixItGearWare 1 and I can say password 123, the same password 123. Then you click on I agree and you sign up. Now you can see they said between 6 and 10. Okay, So we can just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you click on I agree and you sign up. Now, once you successfully create an account, you should wait for a while for everything to sync, because over here, this is where you're going to see the various OWASP vulnerability. Okay. You can save this. Now, sometimes you would have this issue. Okay. This issue, it has to do with your browser. If you cannot see this, then you can use Edge, Microsoft Edge. Okay. Click on WebWolf. Good. So if you don't see anything, right, just come here. You hold on, you refresh. It's going to load. It's always good to reload. Okay. Reloading this page would, trigger the lessons. You can see the loading button is coming up. Now, these are all the lessons. Okay. Now, for each lessons, you would find information about it. For example, let's click on broken access control. You can see for hijack session, insecure direct object, which is IDOR, if you're familiar with IDOR, missing function level access control, and so on. And of course, spoofing and authentication cookie. So if I click on hijack session, and you can see the concept, okay? And once you're able to answer this or read this and you move on to next, you're going to see the lessons, okay? So please get this installed. Next year, it's going to be an awesome year with FixItGearWare Security, and we would put every information we have regarding this OWASP Webgoat, and of course, train you with it. Then our paid courses will be one of the most awesome courses on web hacking you would know. Also for WebWolf, you can always use the same information to sign in. Okay, can put here, I'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and sign in. You can see we are logged in, right? So WebWolf is good. It's like a server where you want to test some vulnerabilities to see if it's working. Okay, so get familiar with installing this and get ready. Next year, we'll be showing you a lot of tricks which we have or which we know to the best of our knowledge, and of course train you on our paid courses on web hacking. So please be patient. We are working on great stuff, and everything we do at FixItGearWare Security has to do with structure. Okay, so if it's not aligning with our structure, if it's not following our structure, then we would not publish that content, because at the end of the day, it's a way of us promoting healthy learning, whereby people can learn something and of course retain the knowledge. Okay, out there's a lot of information flooding where you read something about, let's say you read something about cryptography today, and tomorrow you're reading something differently about server-side request forgery. So these complexities can make you not to have a good structure on your learning part to cybersecurity. Okay, so that's why we're following our structure. And of course, certain times it might result in us having lapses in publishing contents or showing contents related to what we are supposed to show for that week. But please bear with us. Like I said, we have a lot of projects and it's taking our time. But at the end of the day, we are more passionate to share with you what we have than anything else. Okay, so thanks for the subscribers. Thank you for the followers. Thank you for the awesome comments. And please do not stop leaving those comments. Our goal is that before the beginning of next year, we should be able to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So if you can see this video, please help us to get those numbers up and share with your friends to subscribe as well. Trust us, you're going to learn a lot of good stuff from us, which we have promised, and we are dedicated to doing that with you and for you. So with that being said, we have come to an end of this week's episode of Tools Friday series with FixItGearWare Security. If you find this video interesting, please do not hesitate to give us a like by hitting that thumbs up button, subscribe by hitting that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you'll be the first to get notified when next we post another episode on Tools Friday series with FixItGearWare Security. Thanks for watching and see you next week. Bye for now.